Hi guys, let us understand how to write a Hibernate application by using programmatic configuration. Till now, we were using declarative configuration through XML file. We were configuring, right? So what I want to say here, you can just till now we were using what was that? Declarative, okay, programming, or I can say declarative configuration. I mean, we were using in, I just say, that is through the XML file, right? The whole configuration of our database where we have done in a XML file, right? If you remember hibernate.cfg.xml file, which was having the configuration, right? So through XML file, we were configuring, right? But now we will see programmatic configuration. Programmatic configuration. What I mean, I will not write or I will not use XML file. Okay, we can write the whole configuration in our some of the separate class. We'll create a one separate class. In that class, we'll write the configuration and we will use it. Okay, so look at here what I said, programmatic configuration, where we are setting configuration through Java program, right? Java program. I hope you understood this. So let us try to make one application here. We'll say right click, new, Java project. So config through Hibernate, config through Java prog. That project name I've given here. I say next here and finish it. So if you come back to here, I just create one package new and I say package com.example finish. I'll do the same here. I just copy this HVM file, item, item, manager and HVM, right? I just copy to this file here, paste it. So I paste it here now. Now we have to add some jar file. You can add the drivers and all. So let us add this driver through this way only, or else you can add library of all the Hibernate. It's all up to you. So next, go back and then say next, package is this one and finish it, right? Now close it. So we have got this CFG file, but will not use this file. Okay, But since we are getting libraries, so that's why I have added here. So we are getting the whole libraries here with that step. But we'll not use this configuration. In this stuff, we'll go here and say new class. I'll create a normal class here and I'll give a name here, Hibernate util. Hibernate util. Okay, it will not have a main method. Finish it. So this is one class I have created here, Hibernate util. What I will do here, I'll make a one session. So let us say public static session. I'll just say one object sys. Okay, I just need to import this one. Import it. It has been imported now. Now I'll make a one static block so that it will immediately get invoked once my class is getting loaded. So this is my static block. Now at this place I'll write the configuration. So configuration config, create object config equal to new configuration. Okay, new configuration, correct. So we're not writing configure here, right? Any mistake I have done here? This configuration you have to import now. Well, and then write here config dot. There's a lot of setter method we are having. Dot set property. Set properties. What properties you want to set? You want to set a driver class here. So set property name and value, right? So here I will do com dot sorry, what is the property? Let us say I want to set the driver property. So we are having Hibernate dot connection dot driver underscore class. What driver class you want to use? So I want to use here com dot mysql dot jdbc dot driver because I am using driver mysql. Clear? Similarly, we can add all the configuration in the Java program itself. This stuff was in a XML earlier, right? But now we are putting in a Java file. So this is what programmatic configuration we can say here. And then so we have added the property like driver class. So similarly we'll add the config dot set property. Okay, if you can just say copy paste 3 times. Okay, and I'll pass here a string. So what I'll do here, set property. Now we have to write a connection. So Hibernate dot connection dot URL. Okay, connection dot URL. What is my URL? So jdbc colon slash slash sorry mysql colon slash slash localhost colon 3306 slash inventory, right? Done. So hibernate connection.url we have done. Next we have to do hibernate connection dot username, hibernate connection dot password. Okay, and then hibernate connection dot, if you're having pool size something, you can put it here. So at a time how many connections will be there. So hibernate connection dot user name. Okay, hibernate connection dot password. So username you just give it here, password you give it here. So username I have a root, password I have a admin, and if you're looking for pool size, let us say I want 5 connections, and I'll say here p pool underscore size. Okay, if you notice this Hibernate configuration file, same thing I'm using here, connection.username, connection.url, right? Connection.password, dialect, right? So dialect is my MySQL dialect. I can copy and paste it here. So next we have set the pool size, and now I'll say here config dot set property, and I'll say here hibernate dot dialect, hibernate dot dialect. Okay, this should be small here, and then value is what, just now I copied from the there, that I have a dialect of MySQL. Okay, MySQL dialect. Similarly, there is a several dialect we are having for different RDBS, so you have to set the dialect here now. And you want so SQL through HBM2 DLL.auto update, that also you can do. Let us copy this to stuff here. All we are putting in our class here. I'll just say here config dot set property, right? Config dot set property. So I have a name. So name is my HBM2 DLL and comma, and I'll say here update, right? So till here you understood now, like all this we are doing manually in the program. We're writing all these things and we're getting one class for this Hibernate util. Any name you can give, it is up to you. And next we have to do the mapping part, that again we can do the add resource. So there's the one add resource method we are having. I can say here config dot add resource. What resource you want, you just say double quotes and put it your resource here, com dot this all bracket semicolon. Okay, so we are saying it is a com example item hbm.xml file. Save it. So similarly, for having more uh, HBM file, you can say add resource. You can keep adding the resource and putting the file name here. So we have done the configuration part, and we have done this two different property, and this is my resource, right? And next we have to think about the session factory. Remember session, factory, and I say sf equal to, so session factory, how we just say config dot build session factory, right? And then after, with the help of this session, we have created one object of session, remember, that is a sys. So we'll do what here, we'll write here sys, or make it session here in a small, equal to sf dot build session, right? Sorry, get current session we can do, or open session, sf dot get current session is there. Yeah, it's the last one. So we have got the session. The only thing I have to rename this, I just session, let us have a proper name for that sake. Okay, so we have created one utilities class which is having whole stuff, right? So save it here now. This is my configuration, but I am not using this configuration here, and this is my configuration is in my program. Okay, now come back to here and select this file here. Yeah, this one, main file. So we'll go to here. Now at this place, do we need to do all these things? Not required, right? This is not required. Just create object here, first step. Now we don't need all these things, session factory and everything, because all these things we have done in the util package. So what here we'll do, we'll just retrieve the session only in our manager file, I mean client file which we have. So we'll just say here session ss equal to, from where I'll get the session. Remember, we have made one session here now in Hibernate util, and there's a static uh, variable that is a session, right? So simply I'll say here Hibernate dot what session. Now we have got the session, right? Because this whole thing has been done in my util class, I mean this class. So I just calling session, I'm getting the session here ss, right? And now we can just do here ss dot begin transaction and ss dot save what object, I1, and then I'll say ss dot commit. Sorry, I need to take I have not taken to the object, so ss dot, I'll just say get the transaction which I have got earlier. I can just say get transaction dot commit. Okay, anyway you can try. Otherwise you could have also done transaction t equal to ss dot begin transaction and then t dot commit. So you can try by anyway. Now I'll just say here I1 dot set item name. So I have a name, let us say I have a dove. Okay, and then I'll say again I'll say I1 dot set quantity I have. So quantity is, let us say 500. Okay, so before running this program, see in this main application I have not written any configurations, right? The whole configurations and stuff or property setup has been done in my Hibernate util class, right? And we'll come back here. This is only line in my program, but before doing that we'll see the records, what records we are having. You can see here I have just two records in my table. I'll go here back and say run this code, run Java application here. So we'll see what it does. Okay, we are giving error, getting error here. It is saying that java.lang dot exception. Okay, init initializes error in my Hibernate util line number 28. So I'll go to the Hibernate util, and we have done all the configuration. You can check here. Okay, so we have done a session factory.get current session. Let us make it here dot open session. Okay, oh, sorry, dot, I say open session, first one, open session, done. And we'll come back here and we'll run this code again. Right click, run as Java application. So I think it has been executed now. We'll come back here and check the code. Yes, so record number 3 has come, and the item name is dove, if you can see here, and the quantity is 500, right? What we have set, if you can look it here, item name is dove and quantity is 500. So we have successfully saved this object to our table, item details table, but we have not used any configuration here. We are using this programmatic configuration, which we have done in a separate class, and we are using this class for configuration. So that's all about the programmatic configuration